Data versus facts. Again, data versus facts. Module 1, the anatomy of information. Again, the anatomy of information. Most people use the words data and information as if they are the same thing. They are wrong. In 2026, the forensic data is raw, unorganized noise. Again, in 2026, the forensic data is raw, unorganized noise. It is the number of cars on a street. It is the binary code of a text message. It has no meaning. Again, it has no meaning. Information is the data that has been processed and contextualized. The problem? In global media, the context is often where deception resides. Again, the problem in global media, the context is often where deception resides. If the media tells you 1,000 people arrive at the border, that is data. But if on the other hand, if they tell you an invasion of 1,000 people arrived, they have added a narrative vector. The logic? An auditor ignores the vector and extracts the raw data. Why is this important? Again, why is this important? Because our day-to-day life is governed by these vectors. From the price of Bitcoin to the safety of your neighborhood, you are reacting to the processed information rather than raw data. To be an auditor, you must learn to see the binary behind the broadcast. Again, to be an auditor, you must learn to see the binary behind the broadcast. Module 2, the logic of the global post. Again, the logic of the global post. What is logic? Again, what is logic? In the 71 system, logic is the mechanical symmetry of truth. Again, let me re-say that if you haven't heard it. In the 71 system, logic is the mechanical symmetry of truth. Logic is the ability to see that if point A and point B are true, then point C, again, point C cannot be a lie. Point C cannot be a lie. The media often operates on broken logic. They give you the conclusion before the evidence. Global impact. When a major broadcast network in 2026 reports on a conflict or a financial crisis, they use synchronized messaging. They use the same 3 data hooks to trigger a specific emotional response. The audit method, again, the audit method. I teach my students to look for the emission gap. Logic dictates that for every action, there is a reaction. If the media shows you the reaction behind the action, the logic of the report is fractured. This affects our day-to-day life because it shapes our risk assessment. If your logic is based on fractured media reports, you will make bad decisions financially, legally, and personally. Module 3, the 2026 Media Forensic, that is the digital echo. In 2026, the data skin of a story is more important than the anchor's voice. Every broadcast has a digital heartbeat. Again, every broadcast has a digital heartbeat. We audit the metadata of the video, that timestamps of the release, and the social echo across platforms. The innovation, is this. We look for the alarmatic waiting. Why is one story pushed to every phone in the country while a massive data breach is buried on page 12? This is the architecture of deception. By auditing the delivery of the information as much as the content, you can see the intent of the broadcaster. Are they informing you or are they programming you? A clinical auditor knows that communication is a two-way street. Again, a clinical auditor knows that communication is a two-way street, but broadcast is a one-way weapon. Logic is your shield. The closing statement, the mind. We have been trained to be consumers of stories. Trained. Today, you become an auditor of facts. By understanding the difference between raw data and narrative-driven information, we have taken the first step toward intelligence. We are no longer part of the synchronized audience. You are an individual with a logic-based filter. We have completed the narrative audit. Our day-to-day will now be filtered through the 71 LPD system. You will see gaps, you will see the silence, and you will find the truth. This case file, 71 LPD, case closed. Class dismissed. Please subscribe. Audit complete.